That sure ain't fucking Polycarp now, is it? We're gonna light a candle for him anyway. No, it's not Polycarp. I was thinking like, get him in focus. Can't possibly do that. He's got. I was thinking like Diogenes, right? The dog man. But no, this is Saint Lazarus. Blessed Saint Lazarus, who so patiently suffered in poverty and sickness, I entreat you to grant to me in faith and hope the courage to accept life's adversities, and to offer my sufferings to Christ for the salvation of my soul and that of the whole world. Grant that with you I may dwell and behold forever the face of him who bless the poor in spirit. Amen. Well, only some of us scream some of the time. They all float down here. Well, let's see. My video will not upload to StreamYard, so that's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that my video will not upload to StreamYard because I made a good video. I put some effort into it. I mean, it wasn't like a ton of effort, but I spent a little while. So I guess I'll just have to make it shorter or something. I don't know. Who cares? Add musical interlude. Shit, I just uploaded the same video. Okay. It's Atheist Day, 2024. It's an international holiday. Maybe a national holiday, I'm not sure. It's either national or international. Either way, it involves this country. Maybe others. Maybe one, maybe more than one. The world may never know. I already did a video about that. I wanted to do a nice stream about Polycarp. Polycarp, this guy. Well, maybe another time. Weird looking things. They're clams. Clams. Did you know that clams had feet and anuses? I bet you didn't know that.
Wanted to bring them home. I tell you, baby lambs are the most beautiful thing. I don't understand how anyone could believe in evolution. If we're millions of years old, how come that little baby lamb wasn't eaten up by wolves years ago? Over 1 million years ago, the wolves ate them all. No, someone in history has always had a little lamb that they took care of.
All right. Looks like I won't need to switch into a French guy's body after all.
Yeah, I'll call Francois and let him know to take off his helmet. Wait, you guys already had a guy? Sure, we obviously need a second helmet.
Obviously, second helmet.
Right. Yeah, science.
Were you listening?
But beautiful. designed to be inhabited.
All right, I appreciate it, Kent. Now we got one for you, Doc. Subtle moments of absurdity. Question for Doc. Can you show physical evidence anywhere on Earth of the geologic column exactly as it is shown in the textbook diagrams?
So the geologic column, as shown in textbook diagrams, is a simplification of the real rock record. The real rock record is much more complicated than that and scattered all over the Earth. So no, there is no singular column, as I said in my opening. But all the layers overlap one another and intermingle. And using what we know of their relationships, we can reconstruct what the environments used to be like. It's pretty neat.
Okay, thank you, Doc. Kent?
Uploaded the wrong fucking thing. Did you know? Of course, it's in Florida, I believe. Woman accused of stabbing her boyfriend for texting a female who was actually his aunt. She admitted she went a little crazy over it. Just a little bit. These things happen. I'm bitching about everything and everyone. It's Atheist Day. You get to bitch about all those theists. Trying to tell me what to do. And I'm sick and tired of it, dagnammit. Actually, nobody's telling me what to do. I mean, they tried once, but I ignored them. And, it's like eventually, once you tell people to fuck off enough times, they just fuck right off, Well, occasionally, there's still people trying to get into your brain there. Right now, I'm bitching about StreamYard not, it won't take my video. It won't take my pre-recorded. So I have to go and redo the whole thing. I already had to downgrade from 1080 to 720 or whatever it is. And it's like, oh, you have to split it into two, I guess. So I'll have to go do more editing. I don't know if I have the energy tonight. I might just be bitching about myself. Without God, you wouldn't have Atheist Day. Smart ass. We have a wild toad in the backstage. I have to switch my thingy really quick. So I'm gonna mute. I'll put you on. I'm gonna mute. Hello.
What's up, dude? Good evening. I haven't heard anything that you have been talking about yet. I just saw that you're going live, and I just pressed the link. It's a Sunday. Or wait, no, we're on Saturday. We're on Saturday. I made a pizza tonight and munched down on that. Like I'm getting really good with the dough, and I've learned the proper way to activate yeast in order to make the bread rise, and I'm making really fluffy bread. On my end, it looks like you're muted at the moment. I'm not sure what's going on. Or maybe you had to go do something. I'm not sure. But yeah, I saw that you're going live, and I was like, "Oh, let's check out see what Kevin's up to."
Huh.
Oh, there you are. What's up, dude?
I'm trying to fix I had my thing. It's messing with me. I'm trying to put on. I heard most of what you said. I just have to say, I'm jealous. It sounds like you're like, living life, man. Like doing good things. Like, I haven't. I can't remember the last time. Well, I can't because it was a long time ago. The last time I made my own bread, man, it was like over 25 ago, man. I made a pizza with strawberries with school science project. Like a science, we didn't even have like home ec. Yeah, yeah. I read, or rather, I heard it was Atheist Day through a podcast. Wow, that's cool. All right, we'll do something about that. And like,
Is that
lo and
happening
behold,
today? Is that
yeah, yeah. It's like they officially designated day. I guess it's like not. I didn't see it on any calendars, but like when I looked it up online, like, it was legit.
yeah? I've paid attention to the ACA whenever they would do the. Actually, there's a bunch of channels that promote the Atheist Day.
And then
That would be cool to go and like go to one of those events where they all. I think they go onto the Capitol of Austin, if
Have
I
you guys sent
remember
me in yet?
correctly. Hmm.
Oh, you
what was
did
that?
leave me.
What's up, Lone? I don't think I've
Hey.
talked to you before.
No, you haven't. I've seen you on lots of lots of streams. Just sorry, interrupt you. I was in the other room making a cup of coffee.
No, you're good.
Heck yeah,
Keep going, keep going. I'm
coffee's
listening.
good.
Yeah.
What is it? I couldn't quite. Oh, it's some coffee.
I
Oh.
got an anniversary blend. It's an anniversary blend. Like they only come out with these like every so often. It's got cedary notes. I love that stuff.
Yeah, I didn't know it was
I've been
Atheist Day
drinking.
either.
I've been drinking this a Black Rifle coffee. It's like a cold brew coffee, but it's been pretty good so far. So there's just the standard espresso, and then the caramel blend, which I'm happy with that. But I haven't been able to brew like a fresh cup of coffee in a while. Todd says he wants to
Do a
do a
baguette press.
baguette. Sounds brilliant.
I think that's whenever you get the outside crust really crispy where it crunches, and then but the center part of it is really soft. I think that's what a baguette style is. I don't know if I'm correct, but
Yeah, I think it's
You
just a
are correct.
baguette, like
You are correct.
roll it, right? Like crease it.
The baguette is where you take the bread and you make it like a braid, like in someone's hair. You turn it and you bake it, and it should be crusty on the outside. You are correct there, Todd.
Sounds like
I'm still
the
playing
little
with it yet. I can't. I'm still like experimenting. Like, this is my recent banana bread. Which that's just like making pancake mix. Make a pancake mix. And then add some browned bananas to the mix. I like throwing different seeds in there. And I make I take heavy whipping cream and then butter, and I mix those two, and I like to like turn that out into a or doing like powdered sugar and heavy whip. Oh man. Making
Yeah,
icing.
no, your bananas have to be brown. They have to be old.
Yeah, get them soft.
Yep. No.
I get them
I
all
see
like
you
green,
like that. Yeah.
and then wait, like what the ones that I can't get to quick enough at the end of 2 weeks, it gets turned into a bread.
Mm-hmm.
And
You know what else
making
you could do?
What's up?
You know what else you could do with the bananas? Slice them as thin as you can, and even if you don't have a dehydrator, you could put them in the oven on the lowest setting and make banana chips.
I love banana chips. Yeah.
I think he made banana chips. He looked really excited, so I think he already did it. Yep, you did. See, there we go.
These are an
Great
apple
minds.
crisp, but
Same thing.
but yes,
exactly.
the bananas too.
But the other one that's good is if you stew them and just put them in a mason jar, and you can use them for porridge, your oatmeal. Put them in the oatmeal. That's a good one too. Like not a lot of people will like to stew fruit anymore, but like it's the best. But you have to be careful how much sugar you put in there because you don't want to get diabetes.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well,
But
we're
playing with
Americans,
sugar
so
is
we're
good
probably
too.
to be fair.
What are you saying, Kevin? I can't hear you, love.
Oh, I just said we're Americans, so we're probably gonna get diabetes anyway.
Yep.
Look at this. This is like I actually packaged this in a parchment paper. I cut the little
that's cool.
squares out, and then I make caramel.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. I don't know if you're a vegetarian or a meat eater, but I heard it was Atheist Day this morning, so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make like our Sunday dinner on a Saturday. So I made a huge roast ham, baked that with a whole bunch of sugar, and made macaroni cheese and some green beans. It was really good.
Heck yeah.
Sounds excellent.
I enjoyed savory though. Sweet is awesome, but I do enjoy
Savory's good,
savory.
yeah.
Like coffee. Coffee is one of those drinks that I don't put any sugar in it. Like I try to, yeah.
I do the right thing. I get it.
I will switch between I like my coffee either like black or like extreme sugar. Like but not in the middle. Like in the middle is weird.
Yeah, like this is the first like coffee I've had in a while. And technically it's cold coffee because it's Coke, but still, I have my own machine. I have a soda machine, so I started making coffee because that's what Coke is. It's just cold coffee, But I make my own. For a while, from 2018 to 2023, I was caffeine free. And then one day we went to the store and I saw a cherry Coke and it was just dancing in front of me. And I was just like, I gotta have it. I gotta have it. Of course you got cherry Coke. Jesus.
That was like when I went vegetarian. I was vegetarian for like well over a year, just established like there's nothing going on. And one day I was just riding my bike, like past the Jack in the Box. I was like, that cheeseburger smells really good. And then I just broke it. That's it's like it is over. Hello.
Yeah. I'm telling you though, yeah, I did the whole flexitarian, then I did vegan for a while. Try to lose some weight, and then I went like flex. But now I'd say I probably really only have meat maybe 4 times a month. And it's generally Sunday, when I do a Sunday roast. So, but I'm trying to be more mindful. Like I said to myself, like I've got a whole bunch of stuff in the freezer. Like I'm not going to the grocery store for a while. I just gotta eat through it all, because like the amount of food waste, it's disgusting. I can't participate in that waste anymore. Is this the start of my eco-terrorism arc?
What was that? I didn't understand.
Eco-terrorism? The eco-terrorism arc, where you go from like
Eco-terrorism.
you go from
Huh?
vegan and then all of a sudden like you're running in to rescue little animals being tested on, But I don't live in the Pacific Northwest, so I don't know how this would work. All the stories you hear are like Pacific Northwest, like eco-terrorism. I don't know where you're located, Tobin. I'm how do you say? Do I say I'm a ready-made American? No, I wasn't born in America, but I live in Louisiana. So.
Oh, I'm next door. I'm in Texas.
Oh, are you? Oh, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. I'm on the other side, so I'm more like on the Mississippi border. So, yeah.
I've done some work out there, and I've
Yeah.
passed through Louisiana more than a handful of times.
Yeah. It's not a bad place to call home. If you can just get past all the Republicans and
Yeah.
honestly, it's the funniest thing though, because like we went for a vacation in Pigeon Forge up in Tennessee, and I never thought that I would kiss the ground in Louisiana. Like the people were so mean. They were awful, and it was just like religion
In
was in
Tennessee?
your face. Yeah. And they were awful. Like I
Huh.
guess it's because it was a tourist town. We went to Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg, Dollywood area. Like everywhere we went, they're like, "Hey, remember
like
you have."
Dolly Parton.
Yeah, yeah. They're like, "Hey, remember you have to tip." I said, "Hey, remember I don't." Like I don't like that when people tell me I have to tip. I'm just like, no, hell no. And the religion was so in your face. It was everywhere. Like we went to one of those dinner shows, where you go dinner and a show kind of thing. And it was a comedy show about Hatfields and McCoys. It was really funny. And then at the end, out of nowhere, like it was just blasting religion in your face. It was such a buzzkill because we were laughing, having a good time. Next minute, they started singing that song "Going Down to the River to Pray," and I'm just like, and then a whole bunch of people just stood up at the end, and they were doing like putting their hand on their chest, and it was all like. Then they started playing the anthem, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I came to a comedy show, So it was kind of a bit of buzzkill, and the food wasn't that great. Like we got there right when it was supposed to start, but they told us
That's a deal breaker right there.
the fried chicken
When the
was
food.
the fried chicken was burnt. The potatoes tasted like they just got them out of the ground, mashed potatoes. Everything was cold. And I was just like, I paid $125 for this experience. So if we ever decide that on a wild hair we'll go back up there again, I'm just going to stay in the same hotel and I'm going to go across the road so I don't have to go, halfway down the strip and go over, just walk across the road to the pirate one and hope like hell that there's no random religious song at the end. And we wanted to go to Paula Deen's Kitchen where they have like the family style buffet. On the first night, we went and we were going to stand there, and sit there and wait and stuff. But they said it would be like a 4-hour wait. And I'm like, hell no. Maybe we'll go another time. But it's kind of, I've never been to Las Vegas, but everyone who's been to Las Vegas tells me that like the strip there and Pigeon Forge and everything, it's like pretty much like Las Vegas. And I'm like, I'm sure Las Vegas would be funner, But I mean, I didn't get a bad deal on the hotel. Like the hotel for 5 nights, I want to say it was 5 nights, was $150. So it wasn't a bad deal. But I'm the kind of like coupon person. I'm like, I'll get deals, coupons. I'll sign up for, cashback rewards. I don't hardly pay for much, and that sort of stuff. So, but yeah, like when we got back to Louisiana, I was just like, no one is like that down here. Like they're not in your face, they're not grumpy, So it was kind of funny, you go like, I was like, Actually, I think I said thank Christ we're in Louisiana again when we got over the border, But it
Culture
was real
shock
funny.
going on.
It was. I was like, nope, I'm staying this part of the South. But on the way up there, it was real slow. Like we went on a Wednesday. We thought, it's Wednesday, it's fine. We left our house at, I think it was like 2:00 in the morning. And we didn't make it to the hotel until 4. We should have got to that hotel, even with the time change, because we went into Eastern. We should have been at that hotel by 1. Like the traffic when we got on that strip in Pigeon Forge was so bad that we just killed the engine for like an hour when we got in there. But then on the way back, we made it back in like 6.5 hours. It was crazy, But I guess it was a Sunday. There was no one around. But I just couldn't believe how quickly we got back. And it was cool too because when I signed up for the hotel that we got, we ended up getting a petrol voucher for $40. So I was like, sweet. That pays for the gas back
Petrol,
home.
as in like gasoline.
Sorry, gasoline. I'm sorry. Yeah, gasoline.
Did I
Yeah.
ask who you went to see? I don't think you mentioned.
Oh, we didn't go to see anyone, but we went to Dollywood, to the theme park there. And that was a
I
whole
thought there was
other
particular.
thing. Oh, no,
So
we
who
didn't go to a
did you?
show.
Um,
What was that?
who did you end up seeing at the comedy show? I guess is what I was wondering.
Oh, it was just a bunch of actors I've never heard of, but it was a comedy show about the Hatfield and McCoy debacle. The Hatfield and McCoys, they've been fighting for years,
Yeah.
The Family Feud.
Yeah. Got it.
Yeah, the Family Feud. Yeah, so it was a comedy about the Family Feud. It was fun. They had pyrotechnics and they had like flooded the stage. They had, the classic, dog show actor, little dog come in, and they had a woman that did some trapeze stuff. It was fun. It was fun
The
until
Appalachians go up through Tennessee, correct? Right?
Yeah, they do. Yeah. Yeah. Appalachians
that's
go up
something that I
there.
really want to see.
Yeah. I mean, I would love to hike the trail. Yeah, one day, but I have to do it by myself because no one I know wants to hike. So yeah, so we got that voucher there for the gas for $40 for staying, which was good. Dollywood was a
If
whole
you're
other
from
thing.
Louisiana, it took 6.5 hours.
Yeah.
That's I don't know. That's probably like half. I mean, $80 to drive. I can drive to Texas to Florida, and I think I have to stop like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah. Well, the route that we took. Hey there, hey John. The
What's
route
up,
that
John?
the route that we
Mr.
took up,
Hudson.
I think we only stopped for gas once, and that was when we were almost there. Yeah. So, but we got a pretty good older car. Like ours is a 2010 Acura, and if we go and get the expensive, gas, we could probably get 31 miles or 35 on the highway. When we went to Oklahoma once to visit my family there, it was, what did we do? Yeah, I think we only filled up once as well, and that was when we got to Shreveport. Tell you, Shreveport's like Detroit. I would never go there again unless I had a gun. I'm telling you, I was just like, lock the doors. It was like South Central LA, Kev. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta have a fire.
Yep. Lock the doors. Oh, about to eat some banana bread.
On
There
you
you
enjoy that
go.
banana bread.
Oh, Tobin, have you done carrot
What's up,
cake?
Bond? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I do that. I do that
Yeah.
as well.
Have you done it with the cream cheese?
No, I don't. I mean, I've had that before where they put the cream cheese in the center.
Yeah. Yeah, you do that, or you can do it,
Yeah,
or like
I've
you
had
can.
that.
Yeah, you can slice it and put it in the middle, or you could do a cream cheese frosting, which we call icing,
Yeah.
but it's the same thing. Yeah. So, yeah, telling you.
I think anything plus cream cheese is better. Like if you can add cream cheese to it, just do it.
Telling
No
you.
reason not to.
Lox bagels and cream cheese. Damn straight.
What was that first thing?
Oh, lox. What do you call it? Sorry, using the Yiddish words. Salmon. Salmon and bagels, cream cheese.
Salmon?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I've had that a while back. I can't
Yeah.
remember who shared that with me.
You ever been
But
to a Jewish deli?
No. I actually have not had too much actual interaction with anybody who's from the Jewish faith.
Yeah.
The Jewish faith is like one of those that I know probably one of the least amount about.
Yeah. Just be as clean as you can, because you don't know if they're kosher. That's just like
Christianity, like minus everything involving Christ, right? Like so, like it's just Old Testament.
Yeah.
That's all it really is.
Well, if you go back to Abraham got down and dirty with the handmaid, and that became Islam, and then his kid, the legitimate one, became Judaism. Why do you think they hate each other? Because the little
Another
boy who
family feud.
exactly
Just like the McCoys and
they say that feud started over a stolen pig.
a stolen keg.
A pig.
Oh, a pig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently that's what it started over, but no one really knows. But that's that's what they're thinking it maybe started over. Yeah. So how's your change of shift going, Kev?
Oh, for me, I haven't done it yet. No.
Oh, I thought it already started.
No, wait.
You said you were
So
changing
I
your
started.
job going to nights or days or something.
Yeah, no. I'm planning on actually calling in on Monday. I had anyway. My plans for this weekend fell apart. So I'm gonna try to do it on Monday. So I have this like little 3-day weekend going here. I just need to try to get my things in order. That's what I'm doing right now. It's it's a process.
I understand. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, working the graveyard shift is pretty tough on the body and mind. I
Well, they
have
say
done
that it actually, yeah, they say it actually robs you about 10 years of your life. Premature death.
Mm.
I don't know
Yeah, I
if
think
that's
that.
true or not. I don't think it's true though. You know, because like I had a uncle that like did graveyard most of his life. I think he died at 98. So what are you gonna say? You know?
Yeah, if you can get
Yeah,
adjusted to it, I think it's about having like a solid routine, but it can be really hard to get a routine during the nighttime. Like
Yeah.
depending on, various factors. Like I was doing it at one point in time when we had kids and we had little ones and like trying to like yeah, that was that was a rough point in time.
I'm sure. Sure.
yeah, I felt it was working out a lot better for me when I first started doing it because I had a daytime program. So I'd be like, okay, so I have, you know, like 2 hours in between. Like the time I get off work, I get back to the place I was staying, which isn't where I'm living right now, right? But I was staying this place for a period of weeks
Yeah.
when I signed up for this position. So I was like, okay, this makes sense to me because it was like 10 minutes away. It's like now it's like 30 minutes away. So it's not a huge difference, but it's enough of a difference that the timeline doesn't add up. Like it had to be like very precise because I would go in, do my shift, I'd come back, have a cup of coffee, see everybody off for the day, do my
Mhm.
morning program, sleep for 5 hours, and then like get up and so I did have that routine established, and now it's not like that at all.
Yeah.
Um,
Are you back at your house now?
yeah, well, I'm renting. I'm back renting a room essentially. So I was supposed to be staying at this other place rent free for a couple of months to try and get my own place because I've been renting this room for like a year now, and I mean my landlord's okay with it, but I wasn't planning on being here this long, right? So like my
Yeah.
idea was, okay, I have this launch pad so that I can try and get into my own apartment finally, and it just didn't work out. So,
Yeah.
but I'm stuck
I-
with the job. I transferred the job to be over there.
yeah. But you know what though? It's transferring the job over there. Like it sucks that you're not in the other place, but this is the kick up the ass you need to get things sorted. You know?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So you can go over there, like try and find an apartment. I don't know what the rent's like over there, but it's an opportunity, you know? I mean, or maybe if you can't, maybe you can see if you can switch back to the other shift, you know? I don't know,
That's a
talk to your boss.
profession I haven't even really checked out before. You're a security guard, aren't you? Or you watch you, ha, like what are you? How did you get into that? What are the qualifications for that shit?
Sorry, somebody tried to call me, like right in the middle of, but I did catch your question. So in California, it's pretty easy. I
Yeah.
think other states it's actually easier. Like California has some pretty stringent laws, but our minimum qualification is that you don't have any felonies,
Yep.
Okay.
and and basically that you can pass a written examination, that you're literate enough to write report, an incident report, right?
Yeah.
Like, so those are your like minimum qualifications. You have to be
Like
able
you got your
to
GED.
write about a
Yeah.
series
Yeah.
of events that have happened, know
Yeah.
when to call the police and when not to,
Yeah.
and that you yourself are not a convicted felon. And that's like the bare minimum. And then there's different tiers of training. Like you could become qualified to possess and use a firearm and handcuffs, and then you're about as good as a police officer, but you're not. And then the main goal at that point, like once you get up into that tier of the security industry, you're like remembering that I'm not a police officer. At no time am I ever a police officer, and I cannot conduct police activity, right? Like so,
Yeah.
and that's where a lot of people get confused. So.
Yeah. But every state's different, you know. Like I don't know what it is in Texas, but I think in Louisiana, like your kid was saying, like you gotta make a felon. They do a background check. You do a 6-week course. That's pretty much it. You know. Um, the money varies from state to state. You know. But you have, like Kev was saying, you have to be that kind of person that can remember that you're not a cop. You know, like you're not
Yeah,
Paul Black,
really,
mall cop.
I wouldn't really like to carry a gun around and all that. Like that wouldn't
Well, you don't
be a
have to.
gig.
Like,
Yeah.
no, you don't have to. Like, I know some security guards that have everything and everything but a gun. They've got like a truncheon, they've got mace, they've got pepper spray. They've got those stupid what is it? The little guns that you train on with the BBs, shit like that. Not even like a real gun. Not real bullets. They got anything and everything but that. So I mean, I know how you feel. I don't want a gun either. Yeah.
What I love is because we in our company we have like they have a weekly report log where they put all the serious incidents into a group email between all of us, and I will read multiple incident reports where a guard feels that they're within their rights to deploy either a taser or a pepper spray and not use it, right? So they will threaten a person with their with their sidearm and then not end up actually using it. And they'll put this in the report. And every time I'm like, oh yeah, that's not in the case of pepper spray, but in the case of a taser in California, it's unlawful to deploy it and not use it on somebody. Which is like really interesting. You think, well, you can't point a taser at somebody and not use it.
Because if you accidentally hit that person, you can kill a person with one of those, even though they're supposed to be non-lethal. It has happened.
I know.
Like people just fall and crack the concrete with their head, and boop, that's it.
Yep. But you know what? Like, if you're gonna threaten me, that becomes a not my problem situation. I'm not gonna sit there and ask you if you have a heart condition. I'm not gonna like put out, roll out a mat for you to fall on. So that's why I just don't want to have it, because I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to kill someone. I want to protect myself, but I don't want to kill somebody. But it's like, how can you plan to not kill someone? Things happen. Like you said, they could fall and crack their head. They could have a heart attack. So I just rather not deal with it.
So when you say you don't want to kill somebody, do you mean like you've never genuinely wanted to end another person, or do you mean like you don't want to deal with the consequences or the ramifications of taking that action?
No, like I really I want to protect myself. I want to be able to defend myself if I have to, but I really don't want the end result to be someone dying. But the thing is, if I have to do it, I will. And I know that I could live with myself afterwards. I might need a lot of therapy, but I'm not going to just lay down and let someone kill me. If that clarifies, what I'm saying. I just don't want to be in that position in the first place. But
yeah, I've been in the position where I wanted to do it. I really wanted to, but I was like, we're not going to prison today. But I would. If I wasn't afraid of prison, I would definitely do it.
You're afraid of prison? Yeah. I could do prison. It's fine. I understand the ecosystem.
I'll pass on that. No, thank you.
It's either one
of three things. Is the day right here, everybody. Ukrainian Nazi terror attack on Russia. Obama's black shirts.
Oh,
boom. No. Mic drop right there. Thank you for that, Jill. That's just what we need.
Thanks for that nugget. No, like seriously, prison is either one of three things. Either you're someone's bitch, like you make sure that no one shoulder checks you, or you become a gang leader. Like that's it. No, I really wouldn't do that. That's one of the things is that I wouldn't want to go to jail, but going to jail isn't my first thought. My first thought is I really don't want to have to deal with the situation in the first place. And second, like, I don't want to take someone's life. I mean, I might in anger say, "Oh gosh, I could kill that person," or "Oh, I could kick that person's ass," but really, no. And
Yeah, I mean, it's
even
very kick their ass. Like they need a real reality check. I mean, people don't respond to just like if people responded to verbal argumentation, I mean, these conservatives wouldn't be voting for weird capitalists, like Trump.
yeah,
I mean,
exactly. I've been in situations where people have asked me that question, like, "Man, wouldn't you want to have killed that person or done this, that, and the other?" And I'm like, no, because A, it's about me being the better person. B, it's about me being able to live with myself. And C, I enjoy my freedom and I don't look good in orange. Yeah. It is not my color
Yeah, I
wheel.
enjoyed my freedom. I've been in
Exactly.
jail for public intoxication. I've been in jail for weed 3 or 4 times now. One of the times I was in there, they served us and they gave us hot dogs,
Hmm.
and this kid came up behind me and was like, "Oh, if you're not gonna eat your hot dog, I'll eat your hot dog." And I was like, uh "No, that's my hot dog." And I split it down the center and then just ate it right in front of him. I was
I
like,
thought we were
"Nah,
gonna just,
nobody's
Yeah,
getting my
you gotta.
food."
Yeah, you have to.
yeah.
No, you have to. It's the prison ecosystem. What's
But
that
I
No, when
saying?
I
it
was in
sucks, dude. I
jail,
fucking hate that shit. That shit sucks being in there.
Hmm.
I'm like, I
when I was
don't
in
want to
jail,
fight.
people
I
loved
don't
me.
want to
I
get
gave away
in.
all my lunch meat.
Huh?
They stole your lunch meat.
No, I gave it away. I didn't want it. I
Okay,
can't.
you
I
didn't
can't.
want it. Okay, yeah. Like, well, we had the equivalent of what you guys would say was bologna, but it's not. Um,
Mm.
it's more like they take the end pieces of the ham and the end pieces of chicken, that no one wants, and they mulch it all together and they kind of like boil it, and it's like this boiled meat, and they push it together and it just looks like a piece of ham. Yeah, and you sort of slice it off, but
Spam?
it has that ham. Yeah, it's like
No,
ham
not
and
spam.
spam. No, it's kind of similar to spam in a way, but it's not as like greasy or fatty as spam. So they boil it and they kind of compress it together, and it looks like a roll of like bologna kind of ham kind of thing. And they just you slice it down, and it's it's an acquired taste. But we had that all the time in our sandwiches. And
Jill says
yeah, well,
capitalism put me in jail and on psychotropics. It's Trump's fault too. I mean, I no, actually, Trump got me clean off of the meths, man. I mean, I can thank him for that. It was just because I couldn't believe that I was actually living in reality anymore, so I had to check my drugs. But I mean, that's the way it happened. That's
reality
reality.
is subjective. Mm. I mean, look at those people looting and robbing aid trucks in Palestine.
Ugh. Mm.
I never thought that people would go crazy for lentils and beans, but there you go. They had one ship go in through the Red Sea, I think it was. Some chef set it up. It was some kind of aid, thing that he set up through ships because it's easier to get it in. I don't even know if it made it there, but they had like tin meat, beans, lentils, tin vegetables, whatever they can get in, non-perishable quotations. But apparently, they tried one aid drop, from the plane, and it killed a couple of people. They told them to get out of the way, but of course, you're not going to get out of the way if you're desperate, are you? I heard
Yeah,
that on I heard that on NPR a couple of weeks ago. Yes, I listen to National Propaganda Radio.
propaganda.
No, actually, NPR is really not that bad. It's not like it's all public radio, and it's
Yeah,
more
I think
news.
NPR, BBC is good.
Yeah, yeah, they have a
Or-
BBC hour every day at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Mm. But I found that it's the only news that I'm getting. Like, it's not opinion. And I thought back for a long time, I couldn't pinpoint where the news became opinion until I really, really thought back, and I realized that it was right after 9/11. You know,
Do you think
that's
that's the tipping point?
I
Because I
think it
feel like
was.
it was like that through my childhood, but yeah, we definitely like the extremism.
Yeah.
It wasn't. It's not just like because when you like talk about 9/11, that's like the internet boom too. So that's when everything got memeified, right? So it's when
Yeah.
like I would be like cruising through town and see like some guy with a picture of Osama bin Laden on the back of his truck. You know, like he could do like all of a sudden he could make his own bumper sticker, and then there's like this. Oh, that guy is a freaking neo-Nazi. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Telling you.
and they're just coming out of the woodwork, but they were always there. It's just now they have this tool, and it's just like
Platform.
super easy for them to, yeah.
Yeah. But that's what, honestly, that's why I feel like the tipping point was, going back. But I think if I looked back further, you might say it was the AIDS crisis. I mean, look how bad Fauci fucked that up. 2 pandemics and he still couldn't get it right. Telling you.
I think it's more of a publicity stunt. Like it
Mhm.
doesn't, the qualifications of the individual don't actually matter. It's like, okay, is he going to resonate well with people? Like, when he says this, what reaction? Because they just want to gauge what the public reaction is going to be. Like, they don't
Oh, fur
actually
baby.
care.
Oh, look at
Mhm.
fur baby. Yeah, so Tobin's got his little cat. They don't. They don't. But like, I think when they voted him as sexiest man of the year, I wanted to throw up. Little kitty.
Yeah, that's what I want to see. It's like George Clooney and Fauci side by side. Let's do
Hey.
that. And
Mhm.
welcome Steve Board Resistance. Howdy.
What's your cat's name, Tobin?
That's Alice.
Oh, Alice. From Alice in Wonderland?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, kind of looks like the Cheshire Cats. I never realized how short that story is. Like I have it on the shelf and it's like this thin. The first, but Alice Through the Looking Glass, like that one was longer. So yeah. But Lewis Carroll's problematic.
But
I really don't want to go down that rabbit hole. What's that?
Yeah, I've heard some not so good things.
Yeah. Sorry, what'd you say, Kim?
No, I got the original, whatever the name of the story, the Peter Pan, like the William Barry story.
Oh,
William Barry, I think.
yeah.
And that one's actually like pretty long, like compared to the movie. There's a lot of detail in there that you don't get in the films.
Yeah.
Really good though.
Yeah, it is. I have a love-hate relationship with Disney. Disney's like the guy that shows up to work and does the least amount of work, but everyone thinks that he's still great. And I put on Peter Pan because I got on a Wild Hair and I'm like, I want to watch that. And before the film, it actually had a disclaimer saying, back when this was written, people had different ideas about the world, but we're sorry if this comes across as racist, basically. I was like, well, that was a buzzkill. I mean, I knew it was it was problematic, but I didn't need that. Yeah.
No, I think those are the best. Like the racist disclaimers. Anytime somebody is about to utter a statement, they say, "I'm not racist," but you know the next words that come out of their mouth are going to be racist. I mean, there's just
See,
there's
this is why you put. That's why you put. But I'm not racist at the end of the sentence.
yeah.
Oh gosh, I know that, but I don't want to seem like a bitch, but yeah. Lewis Carroll was problematic, Tobin. Problematic is the most diplomatic thing I could possibly say. Yeah.
But I mean, when you put like the historical lens on it, like, and it's true because you look at like now people are trying to like degrade films like Blazing Saddles. Like Blazing Saddles is an amazing film. It contains racism and it's intentional. It's put there like they had the intention of displaying racism in this humorous light, right? And it was like, and now people are like, oh, well, that was the point of the film. Like when they made it to have this overt racism in the film in a way that is silly and is laughable, right?
Yeah.
And like people now are
It
like,
makes
oh,
it ridiculous. It makes the idea of racism look ridiculous.
yeah,
I don't know. I
exactly.
haven't seen that in a long time though. Talking about Blazing Saddles.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, one of the biggest complaints is the usage of the hard N word in there, right? Like N word with the hard R or whatever, which is in there. It's
The only
part of the
time you'll
pun,
ever
right?
hear that.
Yeah. But what's great, I mean, about that movie is that all of the the most was it Slim Pickens and the guy I can't remember, Hedy Lamar, whatever that guy's name is. Like they're all buffoons. They're absolute morons. Like Mac, your objection is duly noted. Thank you. Appreciate it. Welcome. Yeah, you hear people like objecting to that irreverent humor now. You can't do any of this stuff ironically. Okay. But then
you know what? Go ahead.
no, go ahead.
I can tell you that I've only said that N word like maybe 3 times in my life, and that was because I was quoting Full Metal Jacket. I don't know if you've seen that movie.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about that the other day. I have never used the N word as a pejorative.
I don't like it. I do not like it.
Like I've never used it. It's not in my vocabulary. It doesn't like make its way in that way. And I can think of a lot of other nasty things I've said to people, but that's not one of them, right? And when I think about the times that I have used it, it's usually in the context of quoting another person. So I have a story that I tell. I've told on the channel I had to censor the video when I made it because in this one, the guy says to me the N word, but not with the hard R. He says GGA.
Yeah.
And so he doesn't. So he uses the hard R. But when I'm telling the story, I'm like, oh, you can't say this. It doesn't matter that it doesn't have the hard R or that you're quoting a black person who said it to you, right? And that's like one of my best stories. It's like never walk through a group like that. Like,
well, that's why I try to pronounce the country as the French name, because I don't want anyone to even think I'm saying the N word. I'll be like Niger,
Yeah. I
Yeah,
had
I've
an
never
argument.
called anybody that, but I have said it in like certain rap songs that I really like.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I have.
I remember
I'm also
listened to
like
Tupac.
I have had times too where this I had a recording studio and there would be people over who would be rapping and um I had a very diverse group of people, but this one kid came in um and he was like a belt buckle wearing, like he actually was like part of the livestock, school that he wasn't an Aggie. What do they call that?
Like,
It was
When you're in high
Future
school.
Farmers of
You're in high
America.
school.
Future
When you're
Farmers
in
of
high school,
America.
yeah, yeah. But like
Like,
yeah, he
yeah,
started
either
going off
FFA
in a
or
rap
H.
and he started dropping that bomb like and everybody's in the room. My eyes lit up. I was like, "What the fuck are you doing, dude?" Like, I was like, I didn't, but
I just had an awful thought.
nothing
I have an
happened out of
awful
that
thought.
though. They did get brought up after the recording was like nothing was nobody even stopped him. They let him like finish what he was saying, but
I just had an awful thought. Like, if you dropped the Hitler word in a room full of skinheads, would they clutch their pearls by calling them Nazis?
No, I mean, if they're really skinheads, they're gonna embrace it. They're gonna be like, "Hell yeah, I'm a Nazi!" Like, but like on the flip side of that, there are people who get like semantic, like, like have a semantic argument with you. Well, I'm a second generation neo-Nazi because and then they'll have like this whole line of reasoning, right? Like, they can't be real Nazis, right? Like, the real Nazis are actually extinct, right? Like, they're dead.
Yeah.
Like, they're actually dead. They're about to
Uh,
be dead. They're ideologically dead, right? So
well, if you go down to Argentina, it might be a different story. Just, put it out there.
yeah, I mean, there's still some living Nazis down there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
they tried to rebirth it down there, and they're in Brazil as well. But
yeah, I don't think they were very successful.
no, they weren't. Because, they already had their own brand of, fascism down there. Yeah. I always joke and I say it's like when fascism and Nazism meet, it's like the two Karens. I want to speak to your manager. I am the manager. And then the world implodes. Yeah. Have you seen that meme?
Yeah.
It's two Karens,
Yeah.
When I want to speak to the manager. I am the manager. Boom. You see the world explode. But I really have a lot of empathy for people who are called Karen, who are really nice, because I'm sure there's a lot of lovely Karens.
Yeah, I had an aunt named Karen who, like, just before the Karen meme came about, like, she ended up getting cancer really bad. I was like, that's like, she's a really good Karen. I have another friend named Karen.
Yeah, there's a bunch of Karens on the news who are all changing their name.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel really sorry for them, because I'm sure there's a lot of lovely people,
A lot of good Karens out there. Just like, but
you
the other thing is, my name's Kevin, so
Exactly.
the male equivalent to a Karen is a Kevin. So here I am.
Yeah. Kevin, you horrible, horrible man. But do you ever notice that like people tend to like have a name that sticks to a profession? Like, there's always a Debbie in accounting. There's always a Debbie in accounting at a big big firm.
I think that checks out.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't really worked at any big firms, but I think that would probably check out.
King Crimson? No, I don't. I don't remember King Crimson.
I was thinking of like 3 different people, and I'm like, this sounds familiar to me, but now like my mind's on like, so there's King Diamond, and then there's Crimson, the YouTube streamer.
King
Wait, who is King Crimson?
Enlighten us, please.
King Crimson is a band. Man, Tool,
Oh, I should have
the
said
guitarist,
who. Oh, from
Adam
Tool?
Jones is
Yeah.
very influenced by them. Yeah, it's the
See,
they do
I'm gonna tell
jam.
you something that's gonna blow. I'm gonna tell you something that's gonna blow your mind. I love Tool. I absolutely love Tool. For years, I didn't know any of the names because I didn't want to know anything about them. I just wanted to love the music.
Detachable Penis. I remember Detachable Penis. That was a great song.
Yeah.
But then I was like, I know that the lead singer is Maynard. Like I knew that after 10 years, but I don't like to know with all the Me Too movement and everything, like I don't want to know them. I just want to love the music. Because I'm so afraid that they're gonna be the next person. Like I love Tool, I love Opeth, I love System of a Down, I like American Head Charge, I like Perfect Circle, I love all that, that kind of music. But I don't
Danny
want to know.
Carey is the drummer, and there's a picture
Yeah,
of Danny Carey that I recently saw, and he has a swastika on his shirt, and I was like, "No, dude, you got to be
No.
fucking kidding me!"
Why
But
did you
underneath it, if you look at it like fully, it says Republicans vote, and then there's a swastika. I was like, all right,
Oh,
okay,
God.
he's still cool.
Oh. No.
Danny Carey is fucking the drummer for Tool.
Mhm. Actually, they were in town like 3 weeks ago. I didn't even know because I'd have to go like on a weeknight to New Orleans, and I don't really want to go over there by myself because I know that if my brother-in-law's not in town, then no one the hell else is gonna want to go, you know. So I mean, I
So-
can take care of myself, but okay.
I mean, like, when you brought that up, I was thinking, like, okay, so, like, obviously, like, the swastika, before the Nazis used it, right, was, like, it's actually, like, a Tibetan
Yeah,
Buddhist symbol.
Hinduism, yeah,
right?
Buddhist,
And
Hindu,
then, like,
Hindu,
same-
yeah.
Like, so the tattoo I have on my arm, a lot of people mistake it for a neo-Nazi symbol, but the S is actually taken from Nordic runes, which predates like the neo-Nazi usage of the double S ligature, right? Like,
Well,
so
I've got
Yeah.
I've got one right here. It's the eagle, was it Hugin and Moonin?
right.
Odin. Yeah, Odin, he got the eagle. He lost his eye to get the eagle to get unlimited knowledge. And I have a Humanganda around here, which is supposed to be the child of Loki. I also have Hel somewhere around here too. The daughter, the guardian of heaven and hell. I've got Thor's hammer. I have Odin's spear. Like I love that stuff. I love it because like for me, there's nothing racist about it. I'm looking at like the powerful symbolism. And I'm not a neo pagan or a Norse pagan or anything like that. I just love it. I love them. I think they're cool, But people are like, you must be a Nazi. I'm like, no. I'm the furthest thing from that.
Yeah,
Just
and that
everything.
people forget that the Nazis were actually the ones who appropriated those symbols
Yeah,
from other
exactly.
cultures.
They went around nicking. As my mum said, they go around nicking from the shops. They went around stealing everything they wanted. Like Aryans are Indians. And I always laugh when like these Nazis say to other people like, go home, why don't you go back to your own country? So does that mean that by extension they're all going to go to the Caucasus Mountains and live in Turkey?
Yeah, makes perfect sense.
Like, because
Exactly.
you're Caucasian, right? If you're Caucasian, you get to live anywhere from the Caucasus Mountains all the way through into India and sub-Saharan Africa, but it doesn't include Sri Lanka. Like that is all of Caucasia. It starts in sub-Saharan Africa and it goes all the way over to Turkey to the Caucasus Mountains. Like did they think this through?
You're gonna have a hell of a time with one Sicilian, you know. So good luck with that one.
Yeah, you know, I always find it funny because they don't realize how problematic they are. You know. And then if they tell me to go home, where the hell am I gonna go? Because I'm made up of pretty much everything except for like I think like Black African. Like I did a DNA test. Like I'm everywhere. Where am I gonna go? You know. And the other thing too that really, really pisses me off is Clarence Thomas on the Supreme Court. Like he was saying that they should go after interracial marriage next. Firstly, that motherfucker is in an interracial marriage. Sorry, I shouldn't swear, but I get so pissed off with the Supreme Court. And
That's
secondly,
great.
how are you going to figure it out? Like if we're all like we all pass as white, we all look white, but I'm mixed race. So so is my old man. Like how are you gonna do that? Am I gonna have to take a DNA test? Do I have to be like 70% white? Do they have to be 70% white? It's ridiculous. It's just gotten out of hand. You know. And like I'm done being nice. Like I ordered some stuff from Teespring from Aunt Gia, one of the other ones in the community. And I've ordered, the t-shirt and the tumbler that says keep your religion out of my uterus. Yeah, I'm just so done. But I can go on a rant for days about this stuff.
I'm okay with that. That's fine.
I got you guys speechless.
My eyes are starting to burn because, like, I'm usually I'm an early bird, and this is kind of a little bit later for me.
Yeah,
Like I
so
usually
mine.
am already passed out by now.
Yeah, I'm getting there
Oh,
too.
my sleep so jacked up right now, and that's why I'm like, I need to stay awake for like at least a couple more hours because
Yeah,
it's just been all bad. And I have
yeah.
a thing to get to tomorrow morning, so I want to make sure that I don't mess it up. So.
Yeah, I just wanted to pop in for a few minutes and say hi, but it's been like an hour. And I don't want to take the whole stage. So I should
No,
probably
It was nice meeting
great.
you. I mean,
you too.
I don't have my glasses. I'm not sure if I'm reading your name right. Is it Lone? Am I reading that right?
Yeah, my online handles the Lone Wanderer's Bunker. I also go by the Lone Vault Dweller.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, and my channel I do word of the day stuff and I do a lot of like archive stuff. So like I have the spiel of like I've been out in the wasteland and I found this new, this new old toy. So I'm trying to get my channel back up and running. Like it was good through the pandemic, but then I had to go back to work. But yeah, if you check out my channel, I have like I don't want to say I have like 300 videos of words of the day. So if you want to learn a new word, the month of September of 1 year was Sextember, so there's a lot of like sex words. So
heck yeah! Right on.
yeah, yep. So check it out. Yeah. But I'm moving
Awesome.
over to shorts because it's a lot easier with the shorts,
Right on.
Yeah, definitely
Yeah.
a lot of the work out of there. Like you can just
Exactly.
upload like clips.
All right. Well, I'm going to take off. It was really nice meeting you. Well, I've seen you in streams, but I never, never crossed paths. And anyway, Kev, stay strong and send me an email if you ever have to. Okay.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming by. It's great talking to you.
Hey, no trouble. All right. Have a good one. Stay safe out there in the wasteland, folks.
Good night. Later.
Got 8:32 in the PM over here. Oh, I think Tobin left too. Boom, ba-dum, boom, 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 boom. Reading comments. Bond is going to jam at will in Halcyon and Matt. Well, that sounds fun. I have a jam track I'm working on as well. It's not extremely comfortable for me playing over here right now. I don't have my favorite guitar. I don't have a strap. Everyone left. Boom, boom. 11:30 in real time. Living in the world of reality over there, Dave. I'm all alone. Because I planned this whole thing out in advance. Let's see what happens here. Ah, see. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about right there. That's crap. See, that's what I like. What are we talking about again? That's Miss Durant sticking to it. Some Skinner? Wait, no, I got one of those. I do. Wait, hold on. Where is it? It's right here. Yeah, I got like Something like that. I don't know. I don't know. Definitely. A little bit off on the E. Ah! Atheism destroys everything. They say that, well, somebody said, you know, this guy, he's a philosopher, something, I don't know, he wrote plays. Yeah, well, apparently a lot of philosophers wrote plays, or some of them did. I don't know how many, like, it was a lot, or at least some, you know, they were like some of these guys, they wrote plays about like weird dolls and transgendered people and stuff. I don't know. I don't know what they're, you know, this is like the 1800s, you know, they just had a lot of free time, like on their hands and stuff. And I don't even know why I'm out of breath. I guess that guitar's a little heavy. Maybe I'm not playing it. Anyway, the point was this guy, what he said was, you know, that I like him a lot. You know, I think he's a good thinker. He's good. He has good thoughts, or he had good thoughts because he's dead now. He doesn't have them anymore, but he did once, and he said this thing, you know, like regarding, you know, like the nature of people, you know, and like the way people are and stuff. The things that, you know, look at this thing. I found this. Hold on, kind of uncovered, kind of covered up a little bit. So I found this thing down the street from my house, and it was like, the fucking, it's in good condition. It's not bad. Get drum. Got a little bit of tape right there. You know, got like a busted off, but I mean, it's in good condition. Sounds good, right? And so this guy, you know, he said this. I think his name was, you know, George something. You know, George. It might have been George. In fact, I'm almost pretty sure it was George. And what he said was, you know, about people and guys and stuff. I mean, he was talking about men because he's kind of a chauvinist, but in general, he's just talking about people, you know. And they reference like man, you know, like in the Bible, when they're like, oh man, they're just talking about people, right? They're not actually talking about like man, right? They're just like, you know, people in general. They just call them, you know, men for some reason. I don't know why, right? So this guy said, this George guy, he was like, you know, I'm paraphrasing. I'm not going to quote it exactly, you know, or anything like that. But he was like, you know, basically, you know, there's like there's these two types of people, right? There's this guy, you know, the one guy, he's reasonable. You know, the reasonable guy. He's like, you know, and the reasonable guy, he persists on, you know, trying to like adapt himself to the world or something like that. And he's like, and the unreasonable guy, he persists and he keeps trying to adapt the world to himself, right? And therefore, all progress depends on the unreasonable guy. And it makes perfect sense when you think about it. You know, just keeps trying to, you know, it's like, because the world can take, you know, like anything it wants out of me, right? Like, I gotta get back what I want out of the world. And I think that's the whole point of this thing, you know? Like, and just keep doing what I'm doing every day. But what am I getting out of the deal? Hey, it's a fair question. All right. Have a good night. Be well. Stay trusted.